On this episode, we speak to one of the most influential female recording artists in Asia. This week, we meet Coco Lee.
And I was really nervous, being the first Asian artist, Chinese artist to perform on there. And my heart was beating so fast. There was a screen that was blocking me right before I started. And then the moment the screen went up, I saw, the biggest stars of Hollywood watching me. All of a sudden, I'm like, that's it, I'm gonna own this stage. I have to own and command the stage. And I was in the zone, and I just felt very comfortable, and it was a really great moment.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Hire a Bunch of Fire Bunch and my name is Rom. You think you got hired off a bunch, but you actually got fired for bunches. Well, welcome back to my show. Today's episode, we're going back to my 100 interview question and answer challenges. And today's question is, I think one of the top interviewed question, common, but also kind of difficult. What is or what has been your greatest achievement? So this can be reflected to your past working experience, and also you can answer this question from your educational backgrounds, even some life experience, as long as they are, you know what. I'm gonna review the answer later on the chapter of this episode. So as always, oh, by the way, first of all, thank you, Coco Lee, RIP Coco Lee, for the great performance and question answers. Actually, a very typical sample example for this question of today's question of interview challenges. As a typical routine, first of all, we'll have to understand why interviewers are very interested in this question. So I have this website, Career Sidekick. This is an article about what is your greatest achievement for the interview questions, and the first few paragraphs is actually showing us why do interview ask this question. And some of the point I am actually suggesting you guys to understand. So first of all, the interviewer is trying to understand how you're responsible to stress, right? So according to one of my previous interview question videos, right here, I did actually tell how to answer a question like this one about stress management. So according to the survey on this website, yes, talking about biggest achievement, it can also express yourself about your stress handling abilities. And then second of all, your standards of success or how to be successful, right? And in the meantime, we did also have a episode talking about that right here. So what did it take to be successful? And the next one is goal driven, right? When you show up your passion and also your feeling of achievement or getting your biggest achievement realized, the interviewer will see how you reason yourself, how you structure the answer to this question. In the meantime, how is your example given out to support your answer to this question? That way they will understand, how this guy or gal understand goal driven and how they pave themselves to achieve that goal, and how this is important to my hiring team, and how do we use that, quote unquote, use that ability of this interviewees to get our team's common goal to land it, right? And the lastly but not ultimately, I think your level of professionalism will also expressed by answering this question. These are very good reasons why interviewers are asking this question. So I did have another video. I was talking about how to answer a question when you ask about what is your career goal, right? So I think by learning that trick, you can also answer this question very well. So yeah. Long for short. So the next step will be preparation, right? I did find another resource on LinkedIn. It's pretty useful for this question and also support some of my comment, right? First of all, as all the question answer preparation steps, you need to structure your question structure or organize your question structure. So according to this LinkedIn article, there's something you need to understand, right? Except or besides the reason why they're asking this question, you need to also understand what we can emphasize during answering this question. So this is an article from LinkedIn, Miss Susan Joyce. Job interview question, what's your greatest accomplishment / achievement, right? The things we're trying to emphasize and of course understand first is that you are being very fit. You are the best choice they can find during any interviews, right? You're fitting this job. So that's what you're trying to understand first and then preparing into your answer to this question. And the second of all, make sure during your storytelling time, you review that whatever you have done to get that achievement also got recognized officially by either your management team, your clients, your customer, or someone that is important to your career, right? And there are also some other points, I think, well, from our understanding, not that much more important to the first two, but yeah, so I'll post the link below so you guys can check it out. So yeah, and basically the way you can answer this question is, so-called so-and-forth that people can use a very typical. It's more like a survey structure to answer the question, which is called STAR: situation, task, action, and result, right? So here's a very good example that I got from internet, and I also show you how to do the STAR. I personally not a very big fan of STAR because I believe every different questions from interview are, you can't organize and even deliver it in different ways. Some of them you can do very short answer without using STAR. Some of them could be very tricky, and you can't put into the STAR mode either. So, but I'm showing you some very typical examples so you know what's going on. All right, so example. First of all, you tell what's going on. Situation. Well, my last role was X and Y, Z, and out of the certain period of my first few months or few years or few weeks in the position, me and my teammates or whatever, me and my manager think that's a total nightmare. And here's why. Tell them what's going on, right? Why you think it's nightmare. So basically tell them the difficult situation and also the challenges, the hurdles to achieve something in your career or in this position. And then the task, we had to be very efficient at work to make sure that we couldn't or we wouldn't get overwhelmed or we wouldn't get late for some order, or I make sure I delivered everything on time, something like that. And actions, okay, so I think about it, I did my brainstorm with my team members, I talked to my resource, blah 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 blah. The most important part of making this work was being proactive. Okay, so it's more like self-awareness. Okay, that's great. And here's what I done. Okay, and the next one is results. Okay, I did my official recognition here in my storytelling. Overall, it went pretty well with the minimum incidents and 99% plus, man, of the customer really happy. Okay, so that's a very interesting example. And yes, you guys can actually follow this pattern to answer the question. But remember the key point. First of all, what they try to understand, why they're asking this question. Basically, it's looking for your response to stress management. Check my video. And standard of success, and also your goal-driven ability. Check my video about career goal question, right? And also, lastly but not ultimately, your level of professionalism. And then the structure can be star or whatever tailored to fit your pace, answer structure, and your reasoning. But most important, you want to emphasize your fit to that position, okay? In the meantime, storytelling, the official awards of recognition moments. But hey, always be proactive, prepare yourself, prepare the interview question, and I'm pretty sure once you follow my video, you will get what you want, and you will get to the point for the next interview or even landing your next job offer. Hey, this is Hire a Bunch of Fire Bunches. Whatever you want, comment below. You like, dislike, just comment. I'll pick up one of your comments and I'll make another video just for that, right? Free giveaway. But at the meantime, same old, comment, like, and if you like, subscribe and share. And I'll see you when I see you for the next episode. Peace out.